you've ever watched the hit TV show Say Yes to the Dress, then the name Hayley Paige might be a familiar one. The well-known wedding dress designer began starring on the reality series about a decade ago, becoming a household name in the bridal industry. What you might not know is more recently, Hayley found herself locked in a complicated legal battle with her former employer, where she lost not only her ability to design dresses, but also the right to use her own name. Well, I am happy to share all of her rights were restored last year, and she is reintroducing herself to the world right here from our backyard. In today's Meet Your Neighbor, I am taking you to Palm Beach, where Hayley Paige is bringing bridal back. Twice upon a time in Palm Beach, Hayley Paige debuted her new bridal collection, a magical moment nearly 5 years in the making.
Going into this time around, there's more purpose, and that there's a little more grit too, or defiance, I would say.
Making up for lost time while also staying true to the signature whimsical aesthetic of her brand, the collection features fairy tale elegance and classic romance, along with splashes of color, texture overload, and plenty of sparkle.
I still wanted that essence and that sensibility of we're the offbeat bride a little bit. Maybe we're not for everybody, but I also think it is just a very big, happy celebration and joyful collection.
For Hayley, it feels like a homecoming.
I don't know, it's something I spent so much of my time and life invested in from such an early age. I can't even remember the impetus of when I wanted to be a wedding dress designer, because it's just always been there. And so I think when I went through a period where I couldn't do it for a while, it made me appreciate it even more and how much I innately loved it.
Hayley's grandma taught her how to sew when she was a little girl. She got her first sewing machine around the age of 7, and she's been making dresses ever since.
I used to make my prom dresses and my graduation dresses, and even looking back, all of them had some element of a bridal, sensibility. They were either white or they had tulle or heavy embellishment, and so I don't know, there's something about that attraction or the gravitational pull of it that's it just feels very innate to me, so.
Hayley would eventually go on to design school, later launching her career in 2011 when she was offered her dream job as a head designer for New York City fashion company JLM Couture at just 25 years old. She signed on the dotted line.
I felt like I kind of had to accept that at some point in my career I'd made a mistake. I had signed a contract that I didn't fully understand, and I have to face those consequences.
About a decade later, when it was time to negotiate a new contract, the company sued Hayley in a federal court, alleging she violated a non-compete clause. She lost her right to design wedding dresses, control her social media accounts, and even use her own name. Then, in May of last year, a new court ruling returned her social media pages, and she was given an opportunity for a settlement.
Of course, I wanted to feel celebratory, but I also just felt like the goodness prevailed, and that was a little more validating in itself, just because I think it's encouraging for people to know that stories like that exist, and that you can go through these massive hiccups and setbacks and really failures and get to a result that is joyful.
We're sitting in it.
Yeah, we're sitting in the circle. Yeah.
Hayley and her fiance Conrad have also found joy in their new chapter as Floridians. Moving here amid her legal battle, Hayley says it truly feels like they followed the sunshine, and she couldn't think of a more fitting place to launch her new collection.
It's campy, it's very manicured, it just feels almost surreal and phantasmagoric. It's so cool here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Hayley Paige!
Do you feel like you're back doing what you're supposed to be doing?
Yes. Yeah. I feel like, okay, this feels comfortable, and riding a bike, you never really lose touch with something that just really ignites your skill set, but also your passion, and I think that's really special to have that in life, because a lot of people, we all have to make money and pay the bills and get through life and do the best we can, but it's an extra sprinkle on top when you genuinely enjoy it and you get to do it freely.
Her story's incredible,
Yeah.
right? You know, and she is full steam ahead, already thinking about her next collection and planning her own wedding. She and her fiance are very excited to tie the knot now that she has her name back, and there is no question about who will be designing her dress.
Did you ask her about that? Like how much thought she's putting into designing her dress, or what?
Oh, several dresses. She said she's already warned her fiance. There's going to be several dresses.
Or changes and stuff.
Yes.
That's great. You know, and certainly there's so much to take out of her story, but a big thing there is make sure you have a lawyer look at one of those contracts before you sign it.
Absolutely.
Cool.
You know, and Hayley actually also had started a nonprofit when this all began to help other young creatives and designers to, you know, find the resources they need to know what you're signing into when that happens. So, yeah.
That's great stuff.